All right, let's get into it. We're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most interesting and honestly most misunderstood retailers out there, Costco. We're using a deep dive equity report from the folks at Morningstar to figure out what really makes this giant tick.
It all starts with a question that, when you think about it, is kind of weird, right? I mean, in a world with tons of free places to shop, why on earth would millions of us pay a fee every year just to walk in the door? It seems totally backward. But the answer to that question, well, that's the secret to the entire Costco empire.
Okay, so let's cut right to the chase. The first huge secret is all about that fee you pay. It's not just your ticket inside, it's the entire point of the business.
You see, most of us think Costco is just a big box store that sells stuff in bulk. But the Morningstar analysis shows that's not really what's happening. Their whole reason for existing is fundamentally different from pretty much any other store you can think of.
And this slide right here just lays it out perfectly. A typical retailer, say a Walmart or a Target, makes its money by marking up the price of the products it sells. Simple enough. But Costco? They're playing a completely different game. Their main goal isn't really to profit on the stuff they sell, it's to sell you that membership. Everything else in the store is just the bait to get you to sign up.
And this is the mind-blowing part, the big reveal from the report. Costco sells all its merchandise, the hot dogs, the TVs, the giant packs of toilet paper, at prices that are basically break even. The whole point of all that great stuff is just to convince you that your membership fee is an absolute steal. Because that fee, well, that's almost pure profit for them.
And does that strategy work? Oh, you better believe it. This number tells you everything you need to know. Costco has an incredible membership renewal rate of around 90%. Think about that. Once you're in, you almost never leave. This creates this super predictable, high-margin river of cash that just flows into the company year after year, no matter what the rest of the economy is doing.
So this really unique business model gives Costco something that financial analysts get really excited about. They call it an economic moat, and it's a powerful defense against anyone trying to compete with them. Let's break down what that actually means. An economic moat is exactly what it sounds like. Imagine a medieval castle, right? The moat is that big ditch of water that protects it from invaders. For a company, it's a competitive advantage so strong that it's super hard for rivals to attack and steal their profits. And Morningstar gives Costco its highest possible rating, a wide moat.
So how did they build this incredible fortress? Well, it's not just one thing. It really stands on two giant pillars. The first is an almost impossible-to-beat cost advantage, and the second is an intense, powerful sense of brand loyalty from its customers. Okay, now the numbers really tell the tale here. Look at SG&A. That's basically the cost of running the whole operation. Costco spends just 9% of its revenue on it. Its competitors, more than double that. And look how fast they move inventory, just 30 days. They generate way more sales per square foot than their rivals. It's just an incredibly lean, efficient machine.
So you're probably asking, how on earth do they do that? How are they so efficient? This chart is a huge part of the answer. It shows the number of unique items, or SKUs, a store carries. Your typical grocery store might have 100,000 different things. It's almost overwhelming. Costco is absolutely ruthless. They only carry about 4,000 of the fastest-moving items. By being so picky, they simplify their entire supply chain and get massive bargaining power with suppliers. And that brings us to the second pillar, loyalty. This is about more than just low prices. It's about trust. Think about the legendary $1.50 hot dog. They haven't raised that price in forever. Or their $5 rotisserie chicken, which they famously lose money on. They do these things to send a very clear message to members. We are on your side. You just can't buy that kind of trust with advertising. Of course, another huge piece of the puzzle is their powerhouse in-house brand, Kirkland's Signature. Get this, it now accounts for 1/3 of all their sales. This is a genius move. Customers get high-quality stuff for a great price, and Costco actually gets better profit margins than they do selling the big national brands. It's a total win-win that makes their moat even wider. Okay, so the model is obviously incredibly powerful. But what about the future? The Morningstar report also digs into the big opportunities and, just as importantly, the significant risks that Costco is facing right now. So let's look at the bull versus the bear case. The optimists, the bulls, they see huge potential. They're getting more people to sign up for executive memberships, and those members spend 3 times more. Plus, they're having massive success overseas, especially in Asia. But the bears, the pessimists, they all point to one major glaring weakness: e-commerce. Online shopping is only 7% of their total business. In a digital-first world, that's a pretty big potential vulnerability.
So, after weighing all the pros and all the cons, what's the final verdict from the analyst? Is Costco a good investment right now?
Here's the bottom line from the Morningstar analysis. They conclude that Costco is an absolutely phenomenal, world-class business with a wide and durable moat. But, and this is a big but, its stock price might have gotten way ahead of itself. At the time of this report, Morningstar figured the stock was fairly valued at about $650 a share, but it was trading for over $850. So the verdict? Great company, but an expensive stock.
All right, so to wrap this all up, here are the 3 big things to remember. 1, Costco is really in the membership business, not the retail business. 2, its huge competitive advantage is built on that 1-2 punch of extreme efficiency and deep customer trust. And 3, its biggest challenge ahead is figuring out how to crack the code on digital while still expanding around the globe.
And all of this leaves us with one final huge question. So much of the magic of Costco is that in-store treasure hunt, that feeling of discovery when you're walking the aisles. But in an age of one-click ordering and same-day delivery, is that physical experience a timeless advantage, or is it becoming a weakness? That's the billion-dollar puzzle Costco has to solve.